So everyone out there, we say thank you for watching us. Thank you for staying with us. To all our beautiful subscribers, we say thank you so much for staying with us. And if you're new here, we are happy you find us. Please don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and hit on the notification bell so you'll be notified for more upcoming videos. In the comment section, please no derogative comments. Thank you. Greetings from
this case. This lady you are seeing on my screen, Cindy is said to be her name, and she was said to be living in Ohio. Now, why am I doing this? This is the second news of this nature I am hearing this week. This week alone. One happened in New York. I said New York. One happened in UK. I wanted to do a different show this morning until I saw this and I said, no, this is more important. Pampi John, Eshe Babami, thanks for coming to YouTube. So one happened in New York and this one happened here in America. Some things are very peculiar with both of them. Both of them are single. Both of them live alone. Both of them, close people, family members and friends did not know they've passed away until after days. For the one that happened in in UK. Sorry if I keep saying New York, I mean UK. The one that happened in UK, the lady is in his 50s. She was in her 50s, a single lady. That's another thing that is very, that you have in common. Single lady, and she was living alone. So our own case was that she was going out and she slumped on the road. So they were able to carry her body and put her in the mortuary while waiting for people who know her. How did they get across to people who know her? After some weeks, a friend has been calling, but that friend has been busy. The friend couldn't go to check up on her. So the friend was calling. When the friend couldn't reach her, the friend now called one of them very close to where she stays and said, I've been calling some so person. She's not picking her number and this is quite unusual. Can you please go and check up on her? So that person now went there to check up on her. Apparently, the neighbors have been looking forward to whoever know the lady that will come forward so that they can tell her what has gone wrong. So immediately that lady went to the place, knocking on the door. One of the neighbors now came out and said, are you looking for so person? She said yes. So it was that neighbor that told her that that person has passed away. She's going to be buried on Thursday. Today. They will have buried her by now. Today is Thursday, yes. So they will have buried her by now. Very unfortunate, very sad. This is another young lady. Her own just happened too. They say she is in America. She was in America to come and do masters. And while they say she's passed on for days. I don't want to put the video because of community standard. YouTube is very strict, so I don't know what and what is not applicable. Acceptable sometimes. So they got to know that she has passed away because of smell. So they said they went into the house. They called an emergency and they went into the house. Let me be sure of the information so I don't give you wrong information. But she has passed anyway. I'm coming. So according to the news, they said she lives alone in her apartment in Ohio. That a friend was calling her too and didn't hear from her for a few weeks. And the number was not connecting. So she decided to visit her. And when she knocked, very similar to the other story too, the door, nobody was responding to the knock. Then she now went to the leasing apartments, the leasing office, to tell them, I wanted to see my friend. I've been knocking, nobody's responding, blah, 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 blah. They were the one that now took extra key to open the door. By the time they opened the door, she was already decomposing, meaning she has passed on for weeks, not days, and nobody knew. This is becoming something very common among our people, unfortunately. It has happened to men, it has happened to women. In fact, I hear a story of somebody who lives alone, a man who lives alone here, and gave his key to somebody very close. He told the person, he said, "Shey, we are okay on YouTube. Shey kò sí wàhálà." He told the person, he said, "Take my key and keep it. That in case that he passed on and they couldn't access him, he should come and open the door for them." It's becoming very common, like I said. It's a sad situation, very, very sad, that somebody should, everybody will go at a point in time, but at least when you go, let things be done. They carry you at that time and, bury you. It's the reality of life that a time is coming that everybody will have their time they will need to leave. What is the cause of all this kind of a thing? I personally have never succumbed to people living alone for reason I don't know. I believe even if you have to live, you are not married as a single person, and you rent an apartment, the other room, rent it out. Rent the other room out. I don't know how people cope. Thank you, Omolade Adegbenro. Thank you so much. Yeah, very heartbreaking, Lily. Rent the other room out. Have a roommate. Have a roommate that you will live together. Why people want to say, I want to live alone, baffles me. Is it that there is nobody in this life that you can cope with, cohabit with, if you are not married? And honestly, the rate at which things are going, if care is not taken, we will be hearing this kind of news too much. Because number one, a lot of people are not going to get married, not because they don't want to marry, maybe because they can't see somebody to marry. Even the ones that are married, remember, some people even married, they are married, their partners stay in a very far place. Very far place, and they have to live alone. And I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. Because if anything is going to happen, having somebody close is just for emergency. In case there is an emergency. In case, that is what I always think. And this takes me back a few years ago when I had cause to take my children to boarding school. It was becoming difficult and more stressful for me, combining school, my businesses, because I was running like 3 businesses then. My businesses, and when I still have to travel. So I sat down one day, I said, okay, what do I do? My option was to take my children to boarding school, and I took all of them to boarding school. I was now alone in the house, very big house. One day I woke up in the middle of the night to go and pee. I wasn't looking very well. I didn't open my eye very well because I don't want the sleep to go. So I was kind of still drowsy, walking with my eyes closed. My toe, up till now, I have a very long toenail. My toenail grows so fast. And I love keeping it because of slippers. So my toenail As dey waka go, na so I hit my toenail on the side of the bed. The thing, everything came off. The big one, it came off, only remaining little. Come and see blood on that day. If to say my enemy go kpai that day, that's why I go kpai. The pain was so much, nobody to tell me story. Nobody to even ask me, say wetin do me. Now, let me give you another scenario. Now, that day, I for don't go too. My children have gone to school. That time, I still get house help for house. Good enough, my house help never go to a place of work that day. This thing I'm talking about is about 17, 18 years ago. Good enough, my house help never go work because I actually enroll my house help. When I have a house girl, I don't let them stay in the house. After you don't clean house, finish, oh yeah, go and learn something. I usually put them where they will be learning work. So this young lady, I put her in hairdressing salon very close to the house. So she was not gone then. I was getting ready for shop too. She was getting ready. I told her not to go yet. As I stood up to go into my bedroom to go and do something, I can't remember. I don't bathe finish, getting ready. And so I slump inside my bedroom. Good enough, the girl was close by. I didn't slump, sorry. I started feeling dizzy. It was later. I didn't slump initially. I started feeling dizzy. Then she came to the room at that point and said, Mommy, kí ló ń ṣe yín? I said, I don't know. I was falling down gradually. Then she quickly grabbed me, put me on the bed, started blowing me fan. At that point, I started getting better. Then she gave me water to drink. So immediately she saw that I was stabilized. I said, Mommy, I get come out of hospital. So she guided me by my side. Luckily enough, we have a hospital very close to the house. So we went into that hospital. Now that day, I forgo. When I got to the hospital, they now checked my blood pressure. It was very high. So the hospital, when they stabilized me, instead of them to tell me to give me bed to rest in the hospital, they brought down my blood pressure seriously and they asked me to go to the house. They said, Madam, you are okay, yeah, my lolly. So we both left and went home. On getting home, now that time I can't collapse. Good enough, she was with me. She now quickly called one of my husband's friend. Yes, stress. Now that one can't come. Can't rush me to General Hospital. When I got to General Hospital, they said my blood pressure has been brought down to a dangerous level. Now them can't still bring the blood pressure up again. So I was in General Hospital for about 3 or 4 days for them to really stabilize me and make sure I was okay. Now that day, I forgo. You see, with people around, some things can be averted. Don't say whatever will happen will happen. With people around, a lot of things can be averted. If not for that girl that day, and that girl is a smart girl. This other lady that collapsed on the street, the one of UK, obviously is probably she has high blood pressure or low blood pressure, either of the two. And that is why it is called silent killer. It is called silent killer for a reason. Because you would think you are okay. Suddenly, anything can happen within a twinkle of an eye. And these are the people that will say, but I saw her now. She spoke to me. She just called me now. No, it can't be. It's because that person has been harboring some things, health issue, and ignoring it, or that person does not even know. Like in my own case, I knew I had high blood pressure as at then. Initially, it was pregnancy induced. These are things we don't discuss because we see it as a stigma. Meanwhile, it is not a stigma. It is not a stigma. People hide the fact that they are dealing with high blood pressure, low blood pressure. And I wonder why. When an illness, or when it's not even an illness, it's just a lifestyle thing. Like mine happened as a pregnancy-induced hypertension. Now so the thing no gree go down. Unfortunately for me, I now had to pass through what I passed through. So it made it worse. But I've been managing it since then. It still fluctuates once in a while, but I don't know my kind of health where I get. So I run. That's one of the reasons why I run from stress. One of the major reasons I avoid anything wahala. Because you have to know yourself. You have to know your health status. But many of us, we don't even check our blood pressure. We see it as a death sentence. Especially as religious people. You go here, I forbid it in Jesus' name. You go here, it is not my portion in Jesus' name. You see this loneliness of a thing. Isolation. No man is an island. According to what I read about this other Cindy, they say that depression affects her. Whether she comes sick, whether something happened to her, she no call anybody. But by the time they find her, she was already decomposed. Meaning, does it mean that friends, please let us check on ourselves. People you know that are living alone, always take it as a point of duty to call on them, if possible, every day. Because if you call on them every day, like this lady, let's even assume, say, okay, she buy. Somebody call on her, they couldn't reach her the first day. The second day, definitely, you leave message, no response. Definitely something is wrong. If somebody you have good communication with. Some isolate from people due to trust issues. Aunty, I agree. It is not everybody. If you say you want to isolate due to trust issue, you can still have a friend. A roommate. Ni moboya romi make sense, Aunty. Let's assume because of trust issue, you don't want people that you know too close. I actually agree. It is possible. But when you have a roommate, what is the trust issue with roommate? Roommate day in home, you day your home. The only thing is that you know when you come out of the room, you see each other. How are you? How are you? And that is it. How are you? How are you? You look out for each other. You are kind of watching on each other when you stay together like that. I don't succumb. There was another woman too in UK. That one self, it don't jera. Before they know, she say she pie. They say she has a child. I remember that story very well. She has a child, but they don't know where the child is. That lady self, now so she pie. I think she was in her 50s too. Now so she pie inside the house. Her body don't decompose and everything before them. It be like saying that the smell made them know say somebody don't pie in the house. And they say she's been living alone for a long time too. You can have a roommate. That roommate, there is no familiarity. Just a roommate. Maybe somebody from thank you, Mudiva. Somebody from another country. Somebody from another country that person know that somebody is in this house, and you see each other regularly when you come out. How are you? That person will know that in the evening, if you are working in the morning, that person know that she or he will see you in the afternoon. You see, this is another person. Nikki Sell said, Aunty Adunni, my friend Pai in Charleston in South Carolina. Either she was 25, nobody knows until the third day. It's all about living alone. It's all about isolation. It's all about want to stay alone. No man is an island. I don't know how people do it. It's not as if I cannot stay alone, but my own stay alone. I keep telling people, when people say, "Shey, you need to relocate to Nigeria," I say to go and do what? Okay, Olufumilola said, I live alone in Nigeria, and I have an agreement with my neighbors to call me if they do not see the gate open in a day. I have never entered their house. They have never entered. You see, already you have an instruction for them. which is a very beautiful one. That if you don't see me in a day, oh, come and check me. That means say something is happening to me in my house. It doesn't mean you are going to be familiar with them. It doesn't mean you are going to be familiar with them. Before your case will get to the stage of, I want to start staying alone, I want to start living alone. Number one, it's all about knowing that people are human. And you set boundaries on how people can be close to you. If you set boundaries, it doesn't mean you still don't have friends. So they don't hurt you. Yes, I know people wrong because they don't want to be hurt. Because probably friend, I've done this one, I've done that one. Yesterday, I was talking yesterday. I said, if something happens to you, you allow it to lead you to depression. It will lead to other more dangerous issues in your life. Your health. Depression is nobody's mate. And from sadness, they go up to depression. We are not created, even animals. You see this, my Romy. This Romy, as is small, rich. You cannot keep Romy down to be alone for a long time. You go there, she will start crying. She will start crying. She's a dog. She will start crying if you leave her alone. As I'm sitting here, she's under my bed. If she sees me stand up, she will come out of the bed. Anywhere I'm going around in the house, she's following me. She's following me everywhere. I was saying some things. I was trying to say something earlier. That when people ask me, are you relocating back to Nigeria? I said to go and do what? To go and do what? Kadi jagbe sickness e kúrò ńbí, be madness e kúrò ńbí. Kí ló ń sọ, kí ló ń sọ? Mo ń bọ̀, mo fẹ́ block ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Kí ló ń sọ, kí ló ń sọ? Ṣó wà okay? Ṣó wà okay? Ṣó jẹ́ family mi ni tó fi máa miss mi, àbí mo jẹ́ family ẹ tí máa fi miss ẹ? Ṣé mo mọ̀ ẹ́ rí? Alẹ́ máa ń ṣe bí ẹni torí ẹ̀ ti yí majority yín tẹ́ wà lórí social media. You people behave like somebody that is smoking something. Kí là ń sọ, kí ló ń sọ? Jẹ́ n kọ́kọ́ fún ẹ blocking no. Mi ní tolerance fún madness mo. Ẹ jẹ́ n block lady yẹn mo ń bọ̀. Mo ń bọ̀. I'm coming 1 minute. Mo ti block ẹ. Lọ vent madness ẹ ń bò mí. Anyway. Let's continue. So, staying alone. I was telling somebody, I said, somebody asked me, are you relocating back to Nigeria? I said, no. I said to go and do what? That person, no place like home. I said, no. Home is where my peace and life, the whole of my life is. What is my whole life? My children. I said, so I don't want to stay too far from them. Even if I'm going to have my own house. It's something I have concluded, we have agreed, we have sat together. We have had meeting together. Few weeks, like 2 weeks ago, we had an outing. We all usually have family outing together. So we went out. And when we go like that, it's a time to catch up, to talk about a lot of things. And we discuss it again. And I told them, any state they are is the state I want to be. Any state they are is where I want to be. Home is not where they born me. Home is where I've decided to settle down in, and I've made home. You can make anywhere home. And I said, okay, so you want me to go and live in Nigeria and be staying alone with one house help? Abi? House help, if you still buy me. You want me to go and stay in Nigeria and be staying alone in a house? Because the house is mansion, I'll be waiting. So I'll now be staying there. If anything happens to me, how will people know? If I'm sick, who is going to help me? If house help, I collect house help content say, I vex am. If vex go, only me go come remain in the house. And they will now be saying, and wow, more do me fun yin, we dey look for another house help we never see. I will now be alone in that house. I said, no, let me stay. Home is where my children are. And I don't get agreements with them. At least one of them. These are the things we should even, as older people too. In case you are a single father or a single mother or whatever, there should be somebody close to you. It's even an agreement that I have had with them that, look, oh, anywhere I am living, one of them must stay like 5 to 10 minutes away. Not more than. Whereby as you dey waka go, you dey waka come, you must come to my house. That is if I don't decide to move to one of their houses. No, none of us, we are not created in this life to isolate ourselves. Where you will not have any people, you will be staying alone 24/7, 365 days a year. It's not healthy. It is not healthy at all. It's not safe. It's not right. Even if the person is not family member, get somebody to be with you as a roommate, especially in this diaspora. It dey happen for Nigeria too, but it's not that rampant. But for here, it's too common here. It's too common. You see those Oyibo where you dey copy that they stay alone. Oyibo they stay alone for real, for real. They can be living alone, but they have a lot of emergency things put in place. They have a lot of emergency things where they put in place. And even if they stay alone, they will still have a neighbor they are close to. That person if he can't be like white like them. And that is why you see them going out all the time. But meanwhile, inside that their house, there are lots of emergency gadgets inside that house. We are copying them. We don't know how they are doing it. It's not all their ways that we know how to practice. You live in 2-bedroom apartments. Rent one out. What are you doing with the 2-bedroom? Number one, it will save you money. Number two, you are hearing voices. You are hearing voices of people around you. Somebody that is living next to your door, that person go know say, somebody there house, so somebody know there house, so this my neighbor, I've not heard of her. He will call you. And always, if you have to, let people know. Like this, our auntie that mentioned something, I should have even pinned that comment, that says she lives alone in Nigeria, but she has told her neighbors that they don't come into each other's houses, but she don't tell the neighbors, if you don't hear of me, please call the police. If you don't hear of me, come and check my door. Any day you see this, my gate close, you don't see me open the gates, please. Stunike, share your dog, you go call police if anything happen. Shey your dog, he go call police. So everybody in this life, nobody good to stay with you, to rent one of your room to. They don't have to be Nigerians. They don't have to be Nigerians. If you don't want to live with a Nigerian, because of, I understand. So you no go see anybody where you go rent your place to. The problem is that most people want to rent a place out, but they don't want to go to, they don't want to do it legally. You want to rent your place out, involve a lawyer that will help you to do check and everything. That is selfish and clingy to be living 10 minutes from one's children. The children needs to live their lives. Ọ̀túnba Àjàyí, problem ti ẹ nìyẹn tó bá ní mo clingy. Tí n bá clingy ta ni kó clingy mọ́ wọn. Láwọn ọmọ tí mo jìyà tọ́jú tí mi jẹ́ kí yà jẹ. Kí n wá jìnnà sí wọn. Kó máa gbé 3 hours 4 hours away. Kó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa ronú bọ́n ṣe máa ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì kan tó rí mi. Bó ṣe wù mí tí ṣe fẹ́ ṣe tèmi nìyẹn. Tó bá ní selfish and clingy, so be it. Ẹni tí ò bá tọ́jú ọmọ dáadáa náà ló ń selfish. Àwọn ọmọ tèmi nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi. Wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́. In fact, ìkan fúnra ẹ̀ ló sọ pé once I said to you are coming to live with me, mo ní no. Àwọn ọmọ tèmi nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi. Fúnra wọn gan, wọn ò fẹ́ fi mí lẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin lẹ mọ̀ bẹ́ ṣe tọ́jú ọmọ tẹ́ fẹ́ jìnnà sáwọn ọmọ yín tẹ́ ń sá fọ́mọ tẹ́ bí. Is selfish and clingy. Abẹ́ ẹ̀ máa gbọ́ kọ̀tàn. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wọ̀nràn. Selfish and clingy kọ́. Ìwọ lè fọmọ ẹ ṣọ̀tá so that you will show that you are not selfish and clingy. Ṣáwọn ọmọ mi complain fún ẹ. Àwọn ọmọ gan clingy mọ́ mi kọjá nǹkan mi gan lọ. Èmi ni mo já wọn. Ó ní selfish and clingy. Àwọn ní motivational speech sọnù. Selfish and clingy kọ́. Selfish and clingy ni. Bẹ́yìn bá táwọn ọmọ yín that your children don't like to see you. That is your own problem.